This is the time where I actually do that, look back and reflect. I actually have to say a few words. I might change the command, so I've had a chance to do that. I really had three objectives when I came. The first one was to reconnect the base with the community. And I got the feeling when I first arrived that for whatever reason, and I'm sure there were a lot of good reasons for that, the two communities had become a little bit separated. And one of the first things I did was met with the mayor, Mayor Vic back then, and we talked about that extensively. And we agreed that we needed to build some bridges and to reconnect the military with its community, the communities that it sworn to serve. So that was one of my objectives. And then I met our three honorary colonels, and what fantastic people they are. So I charged them with a very specific mandate to help me do that, and they sure have delivered, right? The first time was the Armed Forces Day last summer, which was an introduction to the Armed Forces Day that we had this summer. And also the Canadian Forces Appreciation Day with the Lakers was also another good opportunity to connect the military with the city. But clearly, it culminated with the Armed Forces Day in 2011, right? With the Freedom of City ceremony and the Armed Forces Day celebration on the waterfront, with the static display and the Hawk 1, the Sabre, which is directly linked to our history here in North Bay, as well as the snowbirds. We have to mention them. But certainly they were a big attraction for that day. So when I look back on that objective, I think we've done well. We've reconnected the military, not just the base. There are other units also in the North Bay region that sometimes we forget about, and there are about 1,000 military members working within the Blue Sky region. So that's a significant number. So it was nice to be able to bring 450 of them on the waterfront on Armed Forces Day, to lead 300 and some of them through the city of North Bay in the Freedom of the City March. So that was nice. That actually our plan was to have that event on the 1st of September, which is the 60th anniversary of North Bay, CFB North Bay. And the mayor, Mr. McDonald, suggested that we do it on the 1st of June. So the Freedom of the City was given once again on the 1st of June, just a couple of weeks before I left, or I leave.
Challenges that, aside from connecting with the community, I mean, you had big jobs to fulfill. Yeah. While reconnecting with the community.
Yes, the first year was a busy one for the 22 wing. We conducted Operation Podium, which was the most complex air defense operation ever conducted in Canadian airspace. So that was a busy 2-month period. People remember the Olympics, as a month, and then 2 weeks off, and then the Paralympics thereafter. But for us, it was a constant, dedicated surveillance over both Vancouver and Whistler, where North Bay essentially protected those two areas from potential air threat. So it was very demanding on our operator. It demanded new procedures. It took us 3, 4, 5 months to train to be ready to execute that mission. And we did very successfully. And then right after that was the GA-G20 mission, which also very different, completely different area, completely different pressures. The traffic between Toronto and Huntsville, the air corridor, securing Huntsville, securing Toronto, from the air domain business kept us very, very busy. And while in between those two, we also changed our computer system in North Bay. So we had to learn how to do business on a brand new computer system. So that was very challenging. And then our standing air sovereignty mission, which we do 24 hours a day. Making sure that we have presence in the Arctic, for example, when our Russian friends come for a visit, and also being ready to defend Canadians on a moment's notice when there's an air incident occurring somewhere in Canada. So that demands tremendous dedication of our people. They have to essentially be able to go from cold to hot in a very short period of time, because our ability to respond is measured in seconds. So increasing our operational effectiveness was my second goal, and we did that as well during the last 2 years. And my third goal, if you were going to ask, was to look after our families and to make sure the support structure that we have in place for them, because we demand so much of them. You know, during the Olympics, we had about 30 people from the wing deployed in British Columbia. We've also had about 25 members of the wing deployed in support of expeditionary operation, primarily in Afghanistan, but as well in Sudan and in Egypt, all the time over the last 2 years. So that's been very demanding. It's very, very difficult for our families, and they're, you know, it's very nice for them to know that the community stands behind them. So it helps them shoulder some of that burden. So we wanted to make sure it was a Pan-Air Force initiative to make sure that our families were well looked after. So that's child care, quality housing, as well as medical care. And that one proved particularly challenging in North Bay because of the chronic shortage of physicians in North Bay. And it was important to me when we embarked on the journey to fix that problem that we don't negatively affect the services that are offered to the citizens of North Bay. So we had to come up with a new business model. But essentially we opened a new medical clinic about 6 months ago on the base. And right now there's about 700 registered patients in that clinic alone, which relieves tremendous pressure on our local clinics in North Bay. And we were able to find practitioners that were willing to meet us with our model and deliver the services in a timely manner. So that is also a significant accomplishment, you know, as I look back on the 2 years. The operation focus and our focus on supporting our families were significant accomplishment, not by me, but by the men and women of 22.
It has such a rich history and an impact on the community as a whole. You know, what makes CFB North Bay special and really stand out outside of other bases across Canada and the United States?
Well, I'll start by saying that it's our 60th anniversary this year. So on the 1st of September, we celebrate our 60th birthday. So CFB North Bay has been here for 60 years. And it has been, you know, a significant employer in North Bay over the years, and it remains so today. You know, we have about 750 people here that work on CFB North Bay. I believe we're the 4th largest contributor from a people and salary, wage, and envelope perspective. Our contribution to the local economy is about $50 million, so that's significant. But more importantly, CFB North Bay is part of the community. CFB North Bay is North Bay's community. It represents a distinct section of the community. And the people that have worked here for the last 60 years have been coaches of soccer and baseball league. They're volunteers in our community. They're people that share with the citizens of North Bay the responsibility to look after the community. So, so as we celebrate our 60th anniversary this year, we're going to try to bring them back. We're going to try to bring back some of the people that worked here 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, that may not have been back on the base since then. We're going to have a cocktail party on the 27th of August with the new commander. He'll be hosting a summer cocktail. And then we'll also be providing tour of the operation building here in North Bay. So, and then there'll be a gala weekend for all of the guests that have served here in North Bay before. So it'll be a lot of fun. So it's our birthday year, it's a celebration year. And the Air Defense Park, the improvements we've made to it are linked to that.
And outside of your work here on base, what's your favorite moment, and what do you bring to Ottawa with you that you will treasure?
The community, and by that I don't mean just the geography, the place. It's the people of North Bay. You know, North Bay is a tremendously caring group of people, of key leaders in the community, and I don't necessarily mean the people that are at the top, but there are people in the organization that care a lot about the community in which they live. And it's been a lot of fun for me to get to know them and to do what we can here in CFB North Bay to help the community of North Bay move forward. So the people of North Bay is what I will remember the most, but it certainly is a beautiful area to live in. And I've enjoyed now 10 years. So a third of my career in the military has been spent in North Bay. So North Bay has to be my first home.
What's your message to your the troops under you and to the community?
Well, the message to the troops is thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for their dedication. Thank you for always delivering when often other people would quit. And there has been tremendous pressure. I'm not going to lie to you. There's been a lot of pressure over the last 2 years. And yet they managed to deliver. So I thank them for the opportunity to lead them over the last 2 years. In the community, my message is once again thank you to the community for supporting their militaries the way they do. And it is very important. And it's important we never forget that the military in North Bay are part of the community. So it's been a pleasure serving in North Bay. And I look forward to coming back for the gala weekend.